People are forced to complete challenges designed by a super-intelligent being, where every mistake costs a life, and even victory only buys a temporary reprieve. Kim Dok-ja is the sole reader of an obscure web novel titled 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. He started reading it back when he was still in school and spent 10 years following the story. At first, the novel gained some popularity, but eventually all public interest faded, leaving Dok-ja as its only loyal reader. When he finally reaches the ending, where the protagonist Young-hyuk becomes the sole survivor of the apocalypse, Dok-ja feels deeply disappointed. After finishing his last contracted workday at a large company, the man packs up his belongings and leaves the office behind. While riding the subway, he decides to message the author, not to thank them for their work, but to criticize it. He is unhappy with the ending and even believes the story could have been written much better. The death of the main character in a battle with a fire-breathing dragon feels dull and predictable. In his opinion, it would have been far more compelling to see a hero who supports others on the path toward a shared victory. Returning to his bleak and colorless reality, Dok-ja runs into Yusanga, a woman he has worked with in the same office for the past few months. She shares her feelings and future plans, and also uses him as an excuse to reject the persistent advances of their boss. Soon, Dok-ja receives an unexpected message. The author thanks him for reading the entire story, explaining that the novel existed only because of him. Feeling awkward, Dok-ja apologizes for his angry and negative review, but the mysterious author offers something entirely different. He is willing to let the only reader create his own ending, one that shows the version of events he truly wants to see. Dok-ja does not understand what the author means, when suddenly, at exactly 1900 hours, the train comes to a stop. A warning announcement echoes through the speakers, containing words he has seen before. A brief moment of silence allows Dok-ja to realize something terrifying. This is how the first chapter of the novel began. At first, it seems like a coincidence, something absurd and impossible. But a second later, he is forced to admit that all of this is real. A Dakabi appears inside the subway car, a small demonic creature that many passengers do not perceive as a serious threat. The Dakabi named Bi-hyung asks everyone to listen to an important announcement, but most people ignore him or respond rudely, assuming it is some kind of strange visual advertisement. To prove his power, the demon fires a laser from his eyes, instantly killing the loudest and most aggressive passenger. Fear spreads through the car. Everyone finally falls silent, allowing Bi-hyung to reveal the horrifying truth. Far out in space exist beings far more powerful and intelligent than humanity. They have finally decided the fate of mankind. By seizing control of the world using advanced AI and supernatural forces, they establish their own rules. Humans, considered the most foolish and cruel of all intelligent species, will now be dragged into a deadly game where survival is not guaranteed. From this moment on, human life becomes a game built around scenarios. Complete a scenario and you receive coins, followers, and sponsorship from one of the constellations. Fail, and you die. The first round is simple and brutally clear. Within 10 minutes, every person inside the train car must kill at least one living being. Anyone who fails will be executed on the spot, and each kill is worth 300 coins. Bi-hyung asks for only one thing: show your true nature. And with that, the game begins. For the first 2 minutes, people are terrified, confused, and unable to comprehend what they are supposed to do. But as time continues to slip away and the conditions remain unmet, many begin to abandon concepts like humanity and compassion. The strong attack the weak. Men are willing to kill women, the elderly, and even children, all for the sake of their own survival. Dok-ja understands perfectly that everything is unfolding exactly according to the novel's plot. That means he knows every upcoming event and every future stage. These memories will not only allow him to encounter the main characters, including Young-hyuk, who is already killing people in the next train car, they may also be his only chance to stay alive. At one point, a sea monster strikes the train car, flipping it over. Without losing focus on the scenario, Dok-ja notices a small boy and his ant colony. Since insects are living beings too, killing them counts toward completing the level. Trying to act humanely, Dok-ja urges everyone to calm down and use the ants strategically to progress in the game. But the others don't listen. They keep fighting each other and only stop when Dok-ja becomes the first to clear the first level. For a brief moment, hope returns, but soon, they realize there aren't enough ants. People start fighting not just to kill each other, but also to control the ants, and chaos completely spirals out of control. While the crowd is distracted by the ant colony, Dok-ja spots a bully attacking a defenseless elderly woman. Holding 2 insects in his hand, he offers a way to stop the violence and spare the woman's life. The bully rejects the offer, enjoying the brutality and refusing to take any easy path in this game. He attacks Dok-ja, beating him severely, but Dok-ja remembers that coins can be exchanged for skills and upgrades. Spending 300 coins to increase his strength, he lands the first hit on the bully, though he still loses the fight. Seeing a vial of insect eggs fly out of the colony, Dok-ja realizes these are living creatures too and destroys them. In one swift move, he commits hundreds of kills at once, becoming the wealthiest player and investing all his coins in strength, agility, and other stats. These upgrades give him the power not only to fight the bully but also to protect the elderly woman from death. When the countdown ends, Dok-ja Ja helps the woman crush an insect in her hand to survive. Tragically, she refuses to live in such a cruel world and spares the ant, dying alongside those who failed the challenge. In the train car, only 17 people survive, including Ja, his colleague Songa, and a former soldier with extraordinary strength named Hyun Sung. Thanks to his actions, the players get the chance to choose a constellation willing to sponsor them. Ja receives 100 invitations but declines them, seeing no need for sponsorship. Meanwhile, the sea monster attacks the train again, flipping the car once more. The doors are blocked, but Hyun Sung uses his strength and special abilities to unlock them, helping everyone escape. Ja leaves the car last, assisting Gil Young, the young boy who controls the ants. A new challenge appears, crossing a broken bridge. Songa points out a flaw in the instructions, claiming the bridge is intact, but the sea monster quickly corrects the mistake. The situation worsens as the people killed in the first round rise as zombies, chasing the survivors. It seems impossible to cross alive, but Songa discovers new powers. With the support of one of the constellations, she can control and create webs using only her mind. This ability allows the survivors to cross the broken bridge. However, Ja halts when he sees Young Hyuk behind him. Young Hyuk proposes an alliance, knowing his fate and all the challenges ahead. The death of Young Hyuk at the hands of the fire dragon would trigger an apocalypse, but he is confident in himself and his strength. Trusting Ja's insight as a self-proclaimed prophet, the protagonist agrees to meet him, if they both survive until the next morning. But instead of letting Ja go and join the others, Young Hyuk throws him off the bridge, directly into the mouth of an ichthyosaur. After ending up inside the stomach of a sea monster, Ja doesn't die. Instead, he receives a new mission, to defeat the ichthyosaur within 48 hours. Knowing the full storyline, Ja acts cleverly and calls on Bai Yun. Using the demonic entity as leverage, he proposes a deal. They'll earn coins together and split the profits 50-50. Ja will put on a show that appeals to alien observers and special spectators, while Bai Yun will provide financial support during tough moments. Seizing new financial and strategic opportunities, Ja buys 100 spikes to plug the holes in the monster's stomach. The highly corrosive stomach acid should kill him, but he acts faster, taking down the giant ichthyosaur first. Before escaping, he extracts the core, a rare item that can be sold or traded. Ja asks the demonic entity to help auction the core, with the option of exchanging it for an even rarer item, the Ether of Faith. Once back on land, Ja heads to a 24-hour store, where he finds Young Hee-won, a minor character who originally dies at this very location in the novel. Believing the game and book plots can be bent, Ja saves her and looks for a hiding spot, evading a giant insect. Seeing the danger, people try to seal the shelter but panic and flee early, allowing Ja to slip inside. He's met not with applause, but with anger. The crowd deliberately left Hee-won to die. They plan to kill Ja and Hee-won, but he invests all his skills to make himself far stronger. Masterfully dodging attacks, he punishes the group of laborers, only for Congressman Young In-ho to step in. He urges everyone to calm down and focus on the bigger goal, survival. Here, Ja reunites with Songa, Hyun Sung, and Gil Young. Hours later, Ja realizes the scenario has diverged from the novel. People are passive, and nothing happens. There are two ways to continue surviving: kill all the monsters or pay a daily fee of 100 coins. Understanding that they can't fight the monsters, people choose to pay, but they need a way to earn the coins. They form a community led by In-ho, who holds the treasury and sends groups on dangerous missions, none of which return alive. At some point, the people demand money from Ja, suspecting he's wealthier than anyone else. Showing empathy, he considers giving them coins but remembers that In-ho is the main antagonist of the novel. He doesn't protect people, he sends them on missions and then kills them to seize all the coins. Ja proposes a bolder plan that satisfies everyone. He won't hand out coins. Instead, he'll attempt to follow the scenario and kill all the monsters to end the cycle. Songa, Hyun Sung, Gil Young, and Hee-won join Ja to fight the monsters together. The tunnel is dark, but the boy can communicate with insects and summon them when needed. This illuminates the tunnel with fireflies and warns them of approaching threats. The group battles giant monsters, killing almost all, but the last survivor abducts Songa and drags her deeper into the tunnel. Pursuing, they encounter the Earth Rat, a boss-level monster that can't be defeated with ordinary weapons. In their attempts, the group is struck by a magical trap that creates a prison of the mind. Grasping hands force each person to relive their worst memories. Ja recalls an incident with his best friend. Hee-won sees her attempted murder, and Hyun Sung is trapped in memories of witnessing a colleague die from a stray grenade. Breaking the magical bonds, Ja asks Bai Yun for pure white star energy. Since it costs 50,000 coins, and he lacks funds, Ja kills a few monsters to gather resources, then crafts a special weapon to slay the Earth Rat. This rescues Hyun Sung and the others, but the mission isn't over. Other monsters remain, and In-ho is still the main threat, having sacrificed his humanity for survival. After clearing the tunnel, the group acquires new gear. The boy gets a helmet for enhanced insect communication. The soldier gains strength and protection. Songa receives a cloak for flying, and Dokja obtains a sword fragment called Broken Faith. Restoring it requires the rare Ether of Faith. His knowledge continues to raise suspicion, so he deceives the group just as he did with Young Hyuk, claiming to be a prophet. Their mission: find the main hero and prevent his death, as it will trigger the apocalypse. To do this, they must leave the current game zone, which requires completing their mission. In-Ho stands in their way, and Hee-won wants to kill him with her own hands. Back in the subway, Hee-won activates her revenge protocol, attacking laborers and killing everyone in her path before confronting In-Ho. His Hulk-like strength is formidable, but it can't overcome the agile and determined girl intent on ending the villain who's abandoned his humanity. At the decisive moment, the crowd stops Hee-won, refusing to follow the scenario. They prefer paying over fighting, and In-Ho uses this to escape. The group pursues him, but soon the next daily payment arrives. Having spent all their coins on killing the Earth Rat, they face death if In-Ho isn't stopped. To their fortune, a killer suddenly slays the monster, a schoolgirl named Lee Jie. This allows them to clear the level and survive without paying the 100 coin daily fee. At Chunmu-ro Station, the game continues. There are 104 survivors, but they have to compete for limited green zones over several rounds. Anyone who fails to secure a spot is eliminated by monsters emerging from the red portals. In the first round, there are only half as many green zones, meaning 52 people will die within the next 10 minutes. Chaos erupts as survivors fight for space, while those unwilling to battle can buy their way out from Pildu, the wealthy man who controls the station with advanced weapons and mercenaries. When the group arrives at the scene, all the green zones are already taken. Dokja discovers a hidden bonus zone, revealing that he's ready to survive at any cost, even if it means abandoning his friends. Seeing this, the others leave to search for shelter. But eventually, Dokja realizes he can't put his life above everyone else's. He rejoins his friends, ready to fight side by side. Dokja predicts that more safety zones will appear near the red portals, so the group decides to split up. Along the way, they fight monsters and indeed find extra green zones. Hyunsung, Hee-won, and Songa secure 3 empty windows and stay safe. Dokja runs toward 2 more, accompanied by a boy, only to find that Young Hyuk has already taken 1 spot. He considers sacrificing the boy to save himself but ultimately gives the spot to Gil Young. Facing certain death, Dokja swallows a crystal and enters a mind prison, confronting his most painful memory, when bullies forced him to fight his best friend. Rather than fight back, he attacked his friend to escape the bullying, and the next morning, his friend had taken his own life. Using special skills, Young Hyuk enters Dokja's dream to speak with him. He rejects Dokja's idealistic hope for friendship and saving the world, insisting that the only person you can rely on is yourself. The darkness of humanity, betrayal, and loss of loved ones have made Young Hyuk believe trust is a weakness and that fighting alone is easier. Dokja, however, refuses to accept this. When Dokja wakes, he realizes he survived thanks to his team risking their lives for him. They left the green zone to fight the monsters, protecting his body until dawn. Learning this strengthens Dokja's belief that they can survive and defeat the fire dragon without sacrificing the main hero. Before the next round begins, evil Dakabi interrupts the game and changes the rules. Because people survived by fighting monsters, technically breaking the rules, there is now only 1 safe zone instead of 50, or even 10, and it goes to the wealthiest player, Pildu. Dokja asks Jihei to help him change the rules, but she refuses. Alone, she reflects on her past. In her first scenario at school, she killed her best friend and became the sole survivor, a trauma that hardened her. Dreaming of claiming the green zone, Jihei plans to shoot Pildu, but Dokja acts first. He asks Bai Yun to transfer all his earned coins to him. With 113,000 coins, he becomes the richest player and claims the green zone. Instead of staying on it to win, Dokja tries to destroy it, and Jihei helps with a single precise shot. Then, Dokja pays Pildu 100,000 coins to protect the other players using all his weapons. Shocked by the audacity but moved by the act, the older man agrees to help the team and fights monsters with machine gun turrets to protect the unarmed. As the red portals open, Pildu starts taking out monsters emerging from them. Dokja and the team finish off stragglers who got past the first line of defense. They succeed, unaware that Young Hyuk has descended into the subway to face the fire dragon. When the main monster appears, Dokja offers his knowledge and help, but Young Hyuk rejects it. Confident in his strength, Young Hyuk fights the dragon and even starts gaining the upper hand. Viewers, however, decide the story is too predictable and crank the difficulty to maximum, a level that never existed in the original novel. Dokja realizes the system is breaking its own rules with a single goal: the total annihilation of humanity. Young Hyuk continues his unequal battle but suffers severe injuries, forcing the team to rescue him. Now Dokja attacks the dragon, but he's too weak and lacks proper weapons. Young Gil Young uses a giant insect, but it's still not enough to stop the powerful opponent. Then, a soldier, overcoming his depression to save his new friends, joins the fight. Together, the team coordinates a combined attack, even breaking the dragon's shell, but the monster is too strong and capable of self-regeneration. Just when it seems like nothing can bring them victory, Young Hyuk throws himself into the fight once more. He shatters the dragon's armor and destroys its defenses, but the dragon strikes back, turning Young Hyuk's body to dust. His death triggers the beginning of an apocalypse, causing literally everything around to vanish. Humanity is on the brink of disappearing forever, but Dokja refuses to give up. When he receives a notification that the ichthyosaur's core has been successfully exchanged for the ether of faith by the author of the novel, Dokja assembles the sword and plunges it into the fire dragon's heart, finally defeating it. Using the reward, he resurrects Young-hyuk and saves the world, preventing the apocalypse. Everyone rejoices at the successful ending, and Dokja vows to write a new ending to the novel with the help of his friends. They think the battle is over, until Dokja's former boss appears on the tracks. He reveals that he's the only survivor on another branch of the subway, and that everything that's happened isn't the end of the game, it's just a transition to the next level. In a world of deadly trials, what truly matters? Your own survival, or holding on to human connections, even if it could cost you your life? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more. See you in the next episode.